Alright, my wonderful people, welcome back. Let's see news headlines today. Headlines are being on Peter Obi. Paul Amadi says he dumps PDP, join Labour Party in Imo. Obi will resolve federal government ASU's crisis in one day if being elected. Okay, source Vanguard also says about Peter Obi will resolve federal government ASU crisis in one day if elected. Okay, it's coming shortly from Labour Party spokesperson. And Haaland names 4 players who advise him to join Man City. Okay, source Daily Post also posted on this. As Fayemi Aid forms media group for Tinubu. Alright, Reps praises the alarm over possible Ebola outbreak. My wonderful people, let's see the news in details. Paul dumps PDP, join Labour Party in Imo. A frontline member of the House State of the Imo State chapter of People's Democratic Party (PDP) from Naze in Owerri North local government area of Imo State, Honorable Paul Amadi, on Thursday dumped his party, the People's Democratic Party (PDP), and joined the Labour Party in Imo. Paul disclosed this to newsmen in Owerri while declaring officially his membership of the Labour Party in the state. Obi will resolve federal government ASU's crisis in one day if being elected. Okay, that's coming shortly from Labour Party spokesperson. The Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi will definitely resolving all issues around the academic staff union of universities known as ASU strike when he becomes president. The Labour Party presidential flag bearer and candidate Peter Obi will resolve all issues around the academic staff union of universities strike when he becomes president. ASU has been on strike for more than 7 months over the federal government failure to implement the negotiated 2009 agreement it reached with the union. Mr. Yunusa Tanko, the spokesperson for the Labour Party, gave the assurance while speaking on Challenge Television's Right Daily on Thursday. Yunusa said the Labour Party candidate is driving an agenda to turn Nigeria into a producing country. Okay, my wonderful people, Haaland names 4 players who advise him to join Man City. Manchester City striker Erling Haaland has opened up on the players that advise him to make his move to the Premier League champions. Haaland joined Man City from Borussia Dortmund in the summer transfer window. The Northern international had drawn the interest of top European clubs, including the likes of Paris Saint-Germain, Chelsea, Liverpool, Real Madrid, and Barcelona before he opened to join Man City. Meanwhile, Haaland has now revealed that he received calls and messages from over 15 players. He mentioned 4 key stars that urged him to choose Man City following Dortmund's Champions League tier with Pep Guardiola's side in 2021. According to him, the players were Phillips Foden, Kevin De Bruyne, John Stones, and Ruben Dias. Alright, as Fayemi's aide from media group for Tinubu. On this note, a media support group that was magnifies the capacity and the capability represented and the preparedness and the superlative accomplishment of the All Progressive Congress APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been established, known as Tinubu Southwest Media Veterans Support Group. The convener, Mr. Femi Odere, the former senior special assistant on diaspora affairs to Ekiti State Governor, said in a statement in Ondo Ekiti yesterday that he has become important for supporters of Tinubu in the right environment to articulate what sets the APC standard bearer apart from his pack of contestants by virtue of what he described as his unprecedented accomplishment in and outside of public service. Alright, my wonderful people, the House of Representatives has raised the alarm over the possibility of the Ebola virus disease returning to Nigeria, urging the federal government to immediately activate and activate prevent measures. On this matter, members of the House at the plenary on Thursday numerously adopted a motion moved by a lawmaker, Dakwon Bangons, who warned that the virus might spread to Nigeria as other African countries have been recording cases of Ebola. The notion was titled Urgent Public Importance on the need for the federal government to activate response against the possibility detection of Ebola in Nigeria. Bagos, I beg your pardon, noted that the Uganda health authorities on September 20th declared an outbreak of Ebola disease caused by the southern virus following laboratory confirmation of a patient from a village in Madudu sub-county Mubenda, District Central, Uganda. Okay, my wonderful people, that is the matter, this one. Well, meanwhile, yes, it is true. The revelation in Nigeria is about to start. Are you ready? Uzodema Oha Mefule. The 2023 general election is the most talked about and the javanized election in the history of Nigeria. People are very conscious of the environment and what is happening, and the reasons are clear. Nigeria bleeds from a very terrible, and leadership and citizens are very in acute pain and horrifying agony. Hunger brutalized and traumatized except those living pretentiously. Otherwise, Nigerian citizens at great and different levels are battling against evil dominant in their struggle for survival for a country so corrupted and incompetently led by APC under Buhari. So the much awaited political uprising in Nigeria is about to start. Of course, every policy made by the politicians control our lives and shapes the future. Hence, we can no longer afford to leave our politics lowly into the hands of those people that have bluntly abused every privilege and grossly condoned and surprised corruption that made Nigeria the 154th last corrupt nation out of 180 countries in the world. Wow. Okay, because in West Africa and the world has the capital city of poverty. Well, a lot of things during this country as a campaign for political offices officially starts. Let me advise the good citizens of Nigeria to reasonably in their choice and action and ponder on where we are going to. They should avoid hate speech and violence as they canvass for votes for their preferred candidate. My wonderful people, politicians on their part should be decent and civil in their campaigns. They should eschew lies and propaganda, show dignity and advise their supporters to embrace peace. Their campaign should be issue based. My wonderful people, truth should be told at this time. Nigeria is indeed at the verge of anarchy and the disintegration. We cannot continue to pretend otherwise as if we don't know. We all have got responsibilities because Nigeria belongs to all of us. This election is very important to the life of Nigeria, and if we get it wrong this time, we will pay dearly for it. Therefore, permit me to be unequivocal to starting fact without any consideration to political correctness. We cannot afford to make the same mistake we made in 2015 by wrongly choosing strategy, and the tragedy and the incredibly consolidated the same disaster in 2019 against all odds. But today, the signs are everywhere that Nigeria is even a more precarious situation and on a life support now than he or she has ever been. And if we are not critical, frustrated, and wise, and the peradventure fail to alert the president that event have proven not to be corrupt and greedy, someone with good character, mentally and physically able, and with the required capacity to pilot the affairs of Nigeria, the consequences this time will be disastrously too fertile. Well, my wonderful people, that has been on to this matter. Well, let me have your take right at the comment section. Thanks and God bless.